Baraboo School District Superintendent is stepping down from his position, and the school board approved that resignation in their meeting tonight. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Mark McPherson.
And I'm Mackenzie Davis. WMTV's Tabitha Bland is at Baraboo High School where the meeting was tonight, and the board made their decision on Dr. Rainey Briggs' resignation.
Ahead of tonight's meeting, we reached out to Dr. Briggs to speak with him about his decision, but he told us that he won't be doing any interviews at this time. The resignation is in effect as of February 21st, and Briggs has served as superintendent of Baraboo School District since July of 2021. The board meeting didn't offer any discussion about the resignation, but it was approved, meaning Briggs will be leaving his position. Board President Kevin Vodak sent us a press release with a statement from Briggs saying that, in part, quote, the opportunity to work alongside dedicated teachers and staff while serving amazing students has left an incredible impact, end quote. I got to the meeting a few minutes early where I had the chance to speak with board members who said that they will also not be doing interviews at this time until they have a chance to further discuss it. In Baraboo, Tabitha Bland, WMTV 15 News.
Now, the district also says systems are in place to make sure the transition goes smoothly, and the administration is working closely with Briggs to continue the initiatives and programs already in place.